Dungeon Command. What's this all about? Hello everyone, this is Robert from Black Belt Gaming. Just doing a casual unboxing here of actually two boxes that I've picked up for this Dungeon Command miniature skirmish game. I've already taken a quick peek inside. Let's open up this box. This box opens a bit differently than I anticipated. It's kind of a thin, somewhat flimsy box, but I guess it's doing its job all right. This is the rule book, and we have a flyer here with some nice games advertised. I have all of those. Never tried that one. These look like the commander cards for this particular set. I think these are more of the heroic type characters. What I mean by that is they're less monster looking and more of your traditional class types. We've got your tiles, and I understand that these are double-sided. You have outdoor and indoor. So it's going to come with 4 tiles, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. And there are various ways to assemble this, but I think it's normally done where you put the 2 big ones there and then the 2 small ones on the ends, because these usually have your starting area here for you and then your opponent's pieces on the other side. Well, here are the miniatures. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit so you can see. We've got, well, let's start with the dragon. He's right there in the middle. We've got a dragon already painted. Let's see, I'm not exactly sure what this one is. Looks like an archer, perhaps. Dwarven defender. Axe looks a little bit warped there. Another dwarven defender. What else do we have? Well, here's something a little different. Kind of a, maybe an elemental of some type. Dwarf cleric. Looks like we have a female ranger there, perhaps. Here's the half orc. It looks like to me that this is, what set would this be in? Can't remember if it's Castle Ravenloft. It might be. This might be the Castle Ravenloft dwarf. I think this is the Castle Ravenloft ranger. And I think this is the half-orc from Wrath of Ashardalon. I think it's the same model, except these, of course, are painted. I got a little bit of a warped spear there. And then we have another archer. So those are the miniatures. But what about the cards? Well, I've opened up the cards a little bit earlier, and I was very interested. I'm one of those gamers that was very interested to see how these miniatures and cards could fit with these games that I had previously invested in, the Adventure System board games. So let's pull those out first. It looks like you basically have ally rules, and it says if you use a familiar voice. I think that's this one. This is an encounter card, an event called a familiar voice. You prepare an ally deck, and allies you control activate during step 3 of the villain phase. Allies count as heroes for the purpose of encounter cards, monster tactics, and hero powers. So I don't think you do anything with with that. That just kind of lets you know how to play this. I think you put this in your encounter deck because you can actually draw it. And when you draw it, it says, draw the top card from the ally deck and place that ally's figure on your tile. Draw and play another encounter card, and you discard this after you play it. Well, we'll put these two aside, but these are all going to be allies. So instead of monsters that you would fight on the board, you're going to have a little bit of help here. And they've got their own tactics on how they're going to help you out. This is a Dragon Knight. And we have the Dwarf Cleric. So, you know, he's going to attack a monster if he's adjacent to it. Let's see, if the Dwarf Cleric is within one tile of a hero, one hero within one tile of the Dwarf Cleric regains a hit point. So that's nice. He can heal you. Otherwise, he moves one tile towards the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. That's pretty neat. Dwarven Defender. I wonder if he does anything special. Whenever you place a new Dwarven Defender figure, place one additional Dwarven Defender figure adjacent to it. Oh, so they come in pairs, I guess. Is there another one? No, I guess maybe just the two figures. If the Dwarven Defender is within one tile of a monster, he'll attack with his axe. Otherwise, he moves one tile toward the hero who controls him. Very neat. Okay. An Elven Archer. I remember we had two of those. Those are going to come in pairs too. Cool. So you get two Elven Archer allies with you. And I would assume, yeah, arrow attacks, and they'll follow around the hero who controls them. A Halfling Sneak. I wonder what he does. If he's within one tile of a monster, he moves adjacent and attacks with a dagger. Otherwise, one tile towards the closest hero. Okay, he's got 2 hit points though. Armor class is not so great at 12. Half-Orc Thug is also an ally. Let's see. Attacks each monster with an explosive bolt. That's pretty cool. Ooh, he's got 3 hit points. And follows the hero around. Human Ranger. Look at this. We got a special ability here on her. I didn't see that for anyone else. A special ability at the bottom of her card. It says she's a scout. Any hero can explore during his or her exploration phase as if the hero were on any unexplored edge of the Human Ranger's tile. So cool, she'll scout for your hero. Very neat. And then we have a War Wizard ally. Looks like he's going to be going after the monsters. I don't know if he's going to be following your hero around, so he kind of has his own mind, I guess. And then we're back to the Dragon Knight. Well, you saw two other monster cards there. These have kind of that traditional look from the other board games. We have an Earth Guardian and a Copper Dragon. This is worth 4 experience points if you kill it. Armor class 16, hit points 4. It will move adjacent and attack with a bite. It can also use its Acid Breath. Acid Breath does damage on a miss. And it tends to move after the closest hero, but you pass this card to the player on your left. So, looks like it's probably going to be activating a little more often, I think. Earth Guardian. Both of these have armor class of 16, so a little harder to hit these guys. Hammer Strike. Even does damage on a miss. And moves 1 tile. Huh, interesting. This ignores walls. I've never seen that before. So this guy can, he's going to come and get you no matter where you go. He can go through walls. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, so these guys are bad guys. They're going to be coming after you. So there is a look at how to use these figures with your board games, your Dungeons & Dragons Adventure System board games. Well, Dungeon Command, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and tell you a little bit about these other cards that come with it. You have creature cards. And they have a little picture here of the miniature that goes with the card. Copper Dragon, Dragon Knight, Dwarf Cleric. It also has information about the monster, how many hit points. That's 120 hit points. It's level 6. Its key abilities, strength and intelligence. Its range damage, I think the little 5 probably indicates how many spaces away it can attack with that. Melee attack of 30, and they have some special abilities. So you come with these are called creature cards, and you start bringing these out into play. And then while you're playing, the interesting thing about this game that I have read is that it doesn't use dice. There are no dice. There's no D20. Shocking, I know. Instead of a D20, you're going to be using these order cards. And if you've ever played Magic the Gathering, it is possibly somewhat similar to that. The level here tells you what level or higher that your creature needs to be to use this card. So for example, if you're playing the Halfling Sneak, who's level 1 and whose key ability is Dexterity, then you can just forget about playing any of these level 2 or level 4s, but you could play the level 1 that can use any kind of ability, so Dexterity would be included. You can play that one. Let's find another Dexterity card. I'm sure there's some in here. Lots of strength cards. Okay, Quick Shot. There's one. Actually a couple there. And there's actually a way, I read in the rule book, where if you have figures together, you can combine their levels. So let's say you have the Human Ranger standing beside the War Wizard. One can assist the other, and that would allow one of these heroes to play a level 6 card. So like I said, I'm just reading through the rules now and seeing how all this works, and I will go over this with you, probably a sample playthrough in the near future. But that's the first set. I think what I'll do next is break open the other set and let you take a peek at that one. Here's the other set. And we open it up. Kind of the same deal. Our commander cards here. Our tiles with both indoor and outdoor sections. And then we've got our miniatures. Let's do another quick scan. Why don't we start there with that guy? That's kind of different. I believe that's called an Umber Hulk. We have a Drider there. And we have a lot of different drow. Some capable of making ranged attacks. Some, well, we got some spiders there. Looks like the same models from the, I guess it would be the Castle Ravenloft game. Got a big spider there. What's this? A shadow? Shadow something. And then we've got some of these guys. It's drow fighters. And I remember this guy from Legend of Drizzt board game. He's the same model, just painted. So there are those figures. Let me pull back a bit. I've actually already taken the time to take out some of these tokens in this set. These are treasure tokens. These are different counters here, damage counters, and here are the cards. Well, why don't we start with these? Like I said, these are something I was very interested in taking a look at when I bought the game. So, Demon Web Spider. I wonder if this is identical to this spider from Castle Ravenloft. I would have to double check and see. But we've got two of those. The Drider. It may very well be the same as the one in Legend of Drizzt. We have a Drow Assassin. Interesting. It's got a couple of different attacks there. Drow Blade Master. I remember him very well from the other game. This one's new, I think. The Drow House Guard. I don't remember him being in the other set. It's possible, but I don't remember that. So, there we go. We got two of those. A Drow Priestess. Looks like she curses the active hero. Huh. Curses the active hero. That hero's player draws an encounter card. Ugh. After the draw, pass this card to the player on your right. Okay. Drawing encounter cards are always bad, so that's not a good thing at all. Drow Wizard. Looks like he's just going to spam Blast of Fire at you. Giant Spider. Poisoned. Shadow Mastiff. There it is. Shadow Mastiff. Attacks with a bite. Interesting. The Shadow Mastiff teleports to the tile of the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. Oh, so this is a teleporter. Umber Hulk. What does it do? It's worth 4 experience points, armor class 16. If the Umber Hulk is on a tile with a hero, it attacks with a claw. Otherwise, the Umber Hulk moves 1 tile toward the closest hero, and it ignores walls. There we see that again. So 2 different monsters that ignore walls. I think because he can burrow. He can climb and, dig underground and ignore walls that way. So those are just all bad guys. No allies there. So this could add some extra variety and depth to your games, especially the Legend of Drizzt board game. And then we have our creature and order cards for this set. And one thing I didn't mention before is if you just get one set, it says that you can actually play just with one set. What you would do is you're going to divide the figures in half, and these cards will help you do that. You'll see that you have 2 different colors here. You have kind of a gold and a silver, even though they have the same symbol. That's going to give you your 2 decks. So you'll assign the gold deck to one commander and the silver deck to the other commander, and then you can basically have a little civil war among this faction pack here. But we've got creature cards for all the different miniatures describing their abilities, and all their command cards. Once again, this part of the game I'm going to go over in more detail very soon. So, I hope you found this somewhat helpful. I'm really looking forward to trying some of these out. I'm particularly excited about the ally card. I wonder if there is a way to maybe house rule something interesting that would get those allies in the game a little sooner and maybe even more often. But there we go. Dungeon Command coming to Black Belt Gaming very soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.